So I was watching a video on TikTok the other day.
Things I want to say that I don't even know what they are. There's things that are inside of me. I think there's conversations I never got to fucking have as a kid. I think there's a lot of shit just inside of me.
Now, there's a couple of things that really resonated with me after watching this video, and one of those things was growing up the way I did. I know there's a lot of people out there as well, but we really do some people come from a place where they didn't get to express their emotions, didn't get to show people who they were due to whatever their situation or current situation was. And having a lack of that, having a lack of knowledge on how to actually properly present your emotions into society can be a whirlwind of emotions and a whirlwind of execution when it comes time to do it in the real world. Having that lack of practice ends up putting you in wrong directions, wrong paths, because you are just so, you just have all these emotions, you don't know what to do. And I have a past of that as well, where I was really angry during my younger years. And luckily, I was able to step out of myself and understand the anger that I had wasn't something I wanted a part of my life. And I was able to look at myself and say, I don't like this. I don't want to do this anymore. How do we excel away from this? And I think that's very important. But a lot of people aren't as fortunate and as blessed to be able to do that. So if you are someone that deals with that, definitely try to understand where you are and understand where you're coming from, because as tough as it's a really truly nice thing to be able to look from the outside and know and take yourself to a different level, because you realize you want to change, and you realize you don't want to be the person that you're seeing in the mirror, and the person that you are is actually causing you more harm and more pain than you even realized or expected. So definitely keeping those thoughts on people that are struggling like that and just not understanding how to express themselves, because they lost a lot of time and a lot of chances to learn as children, and now are getting pushed into the real world. And it's a tough place out there. It's very scary. But definitely finding ways to self-help and get yourself on track and balance with those emotions is very important. So if you are one of those people finding yourself out there, do not be afraid to look for resources. Um, don't be afraid to reach out to people. Give it a shot. It's not a defeat, because you just reaching out is a win and a stepping stone to you. So don't be afraid to reach out, and don't be afraid to chase a better version of yourself.
And I know people say, hey, don't think about the past. And I'm not thinking about it. But that shit lives in me, dog. I'm a late bloomer, man. I know I am. And that's okay. You know? If you go through a whole childhood of not getting to have interaction or to talk or have any idea what your feelings are or help somebody mold what feeling even is.
Another thing I really loved about Theo Von's video was his rawness. Something that I am striving to achieve on my end with my presentation is being able to really let my walls down and not so much be in a place where, I'm doing this presentation. I'm always positive. I'm always nice. I'm always, feeling like the world is, the world's my oyster. Is that a saying? Is that a thing? Either way, I always put up this performance wall, and I want to be able to kind of let that wall down and be able to be more open and honest. And I really appreciate how raw he is. That's the second video I watched this week where I was just captivated by how open he is with his audience, and it's very refreshing and beautiful to experience. And I can hopefully get to a place like that where I'm able to express my emotions in that light. If I'm not, that's cool too, because that's his thing, and maybe my thing's a little different, and I'm going to ride the wave of my own thing. But I do want to be able to start letting my walls down and just sharing myself as a whole, because I think connecting with others is very important, and there's multiple ways of doing it. But the one thing I think is very beneficial for us is to be real and raw with each other, and just kind of just learn about one another, through who we are as people. And I think it can take us a long way. But I truly just appreciate his rawness.
And you're just surviving in the fucking world. And then at some point you start to quit trying to survive. Then you still have a whole, I still have a whole Rolodex of shit that I didn't get to get right, or I never got to even get wrong.
Another thing that I really took from his video that I appreciated was his setup. I struggle often keeping these consistent because I think and overthink and overthink and overthink about the presentation of, is it going to be okay that it's just me? Is it going to be okay that it's just me telling the story? Do people just want to listen to one person this entire time? And I have to step out of myself, step out of those thoughts, and just understand, like, this is the base level of things. This is the base level of creation. Nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing's going to be what it is from the jump. So getting these done and getting these created is the most important part. And it's not so much the setup. It's not so much needing guests. It's not so much making sure I do certain check boxes before moving forward. It's just about making sure I feel comfortable presenting the way I need to present, but also understanding that I don't have to make sure it's perfect. And I loved that he's able to captivate an audience just by him speaking on his own experiences and speaking on his own path in time. And that's something I have been doing for a couple of years now, but again, I slowed down because I thought I needed people to come on board. That's something I'm still working on with other people. We're going to be doing collaboration videos quite a bit this year. That is the goal. And I also just want to make sure that that's not the forefront, that I do have something to say, and that me speaking in this realm by myself isn't something negative. It can be a big positive. So outside of that, I just want to emphasize that scrolling on TikTok helped as annoying and as time consuming TikTok can be. Theo Von's video had me stopped and really resonated with me. So just wanted to share my experience with it and share my thoughts. Outside of that, man, y'all be beautiful. Y'all be blessed. This has been Way to Work. Peace out.